Hiya, hiya, it's Joey Reynolds. On a Friday, all the license plates are changing in Florida. That's because they're all coming down here now from we call them the snowbirds. But I've been here for the pandemic, all the entire season of COVID. It's the new season. We have summer, fall, winter, spring, and COVID. COVID is the umbrella situation. But there's a lot of umbrellas in our world right now. Of course, my book is Let a Smile Be Your Umbrella, but don't get a mouthful of rain. See, all the electricity stopped just as I plugged my book. Now, you notice the sound got better, right? As soon as I mentioned my book. I'm so self-centered. I have self-centered fear. Fear that I will not get what I want, and fear that I will lose what I have. That's fear. F-E-A-R. False evidence assumed real. Don't you love that? This is how we teach each other, by modeling, by example, and by paying attention. I have to pay attention to the kids who now have a new hero called Marshmallow. I was a disc jockey. I was the #1 jock in the country. But do you know Marshmallow is a disc jockey and also a video game? They made a video game out of this guy. In my neighborhood, they made a video game out of what we were doing in Harlem, Grand Theft Auto. But this is different, Adele, she's another one of these one-name artists. She hasn't had a record in 7 years. Oh, I can't sleep nights thinking about this. She's had all these personal tragedies of divorce and co-parenting. Oh my goodness, Adele, you're so different. But meanwhile, she found time to lose weight and make an album. Hey, you know what? I don't feel sorry for any of these people. They got PR people that dress them up like they are really impenetrable. One of the things that is being said right now is we have elevated women, of course, so far. We're working on it. We've elevated blacks. We're working on it. We haven't gotten to old people yet. We haven't gotten to the 50-plus crowd. Except Social Security gives us almost $100 more a month. And, if you're counting on that, then you really are in desperation. But the people that we really are protecting right now who are minorities are aliens. Now, there's no alien protection organization, and they're being at this point in time, it's Halloween, and we're going to be celebrating them. There are going to be a lot of aliens running around, and zombies. This zombie is big this year. You do know Marshmallow, don't you? Anyhow, we have a different kind of a society now. There are things to learn, things to do, and places to not go. Am I hearing a plane dive on me? I got to get out of the way here. I got people in Florida just got rid of their police commissioner because he called the people in Miami the Cuban Mafia. They didn't like that. I guess they never saw Scarface. Are you kidding? I mean, of course there's a Cuban mafia, and these are the ones that protect all the interests of the conservative parties. Let's keep everything the way it is in America because we want it. You wouldn't be here if we kept everything the way it is in America. I was here in 1960. I was a kid working at WAME, Whammy in Miami, and it was on Biscayne Boulevard at the Chamber of Commerce building, and I was on the station I was an intern. We didn't call them then. At that time, we didn't get paid, but I was hired. And I was a love slave to Larry King, right? And Howard Cosell. I got these guys, one in each ear. So that was my beginning, 1960. And then, of course, the Cubans came over on boats because of Castro. He was locking people in theaters and treating them like they were doing EST or Scientology, where they're not going to be able to leave the room to even go to the bathroom. He was putting all of his enemies into a theater, and so we were going over there. Larry Kane, who you probably have seen cover the Beatles, he was my partner in the uncommonly fine news department of Whammy in Miami, and we were asked to go over by helicopter and see what's going on with Fidel Castro. Bring a gun. It's amazing how they all came here. When I say they, the Cuban refugees, they were called. The Mariel, that's another movement. But they came here and they landed in front of the statue of, I think it was Columbus at Biscayne Boulevard. Yeah. And they came here, and I just forgot. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But they came here, they landed here, and of course, they turned Miami Beach into it was a resort for old people. They turned it into some sort of a megapolis where now, you know, the Cubans have made it really work. It's great, and everything is bilingual now. You know, you got to have two languages to get bilingual. I think my friend now, who was one of the founders back then, is in the home, and he's lost it entirely. He walks around in his underwear, and he thinks he's Tommy Hilfiger because it says that on his pants. Yeah, and I'm Calvin Klein. So this is the way we are when we are successful. We put our name on underwear. Would you do that if you were a designer? Would you put? I'd put my name on the fly, right on the fly, Joey. It would be in small print. Anyway, it's a Reynolds wrap for today. I don't have much because I have nothing to bitch about. That's why I'm not on the radio. You know, if I could get this into 4 hours and answer phones and argue with everybody, I'd have myself a career. I don't want to do that anyway. I want to have some fun. I mean, every day I get up and I take my blood pressure, and I have a pretty good blood pressure every day because I don't do much. You want to lower your blood pressure? Do nothing. I take a lot of naps. I took a nap during a nap. I had a dream that I was napping. It's a Joey Reynolds radio show that you'll see in its short form on YouTube. That's where we are, or on Facebook. The Facebook is called The Late Joey Reynolds, for those who think I died, including the radio station managers who really wish I had died because I had given them such a hard time when I was a superstar for them. They gave me a lot of they gave me a good gold key to the radio industry on the way out the door, and a good pat on the ass. And we don't have any personalities on the air anymore. You know, we got nobody doing what I'm doing right now. There's no. I think the last guy to do it was me on radio, but it was Regis Philbin. He actually was himself and said whatever he wanted to. They stopped that real fast. They don't want that. See, they don't want anybody to have. You can say political things. They don't mind you being left or right or arguing about politics, or about the vaccine or not getting the vaccine, or having COVID or not having COVID masks, and having the right kind of mask, having the Pfizer and the booster being mixed up with the other people with the booster shots. It goes on and on. I mean, they like this. See, the radio and television people like this because they do everything to get to the next commercial for pharmaceuticals. They're the ones who support everything. Well, why not? They got all the money. That's how they were able to invent this vaccine, because they have all the research money. They are on television every day. You see a half-hour newscast that turns into 20 minutes of pharmaceuticals and Geico. And I don't know, who the hell's writing those Geico commercials? There must be some alien. Don't pick on aliens. That's a minority. It's a Reynolds wrap.